So, good evening, or good afternoon for Karen and Tony if you're here as well from the States. Good afternoon to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's Monday evening, which means it's time. Well, it's Monday evening here in the UK. It's 9 p.m. as I broadcast live right now. It's time for some motivation and mind hacks, and I've got something super. I don't know, I'm just super passionate about this. Super important what we're going to be talking about tonight. I can see Simon's here on Facebook, Alexandra's here on Facebook, John's here on Facebook, Gary's here on Facebook. Loads of people are piling on still on Periscope and Twitter as well. So yeah, we were just talking before I kind of came on camera about people's weeks, how they started. Everyone got off to a good start, and those who are listening on the audio experience, I hope you have as well. If you are watching the replay on YouTube, whatever day it is or time it is, you're having a good day. And what you're going to hear now is going to inspire you as well. This is going to be a relatively short broadcast tonight because I'm going to give you a little bit of homework to go and do, right? And the homework is basically just watching another video, okay, that's hopefully going to inspire you and link in with what we're going to talk about tonight. Those who have been tuning in recently, and particularly if you watched my vlog today, you will know that this week, well, actually late last week, a friend of mine got nominated for an Oscar. Rachel Shenton got nominated for an Oscar for her short film. It's called The Silent Child. It's now in the top 5, well, of all films made this year, effectively, or made last year. It's up against stiff competition, but it's on the Oscars nominations, like final nominations. You know, she's going to the Oscars, being flown out to America and doing loads of press for it next week and that kind of stuff. And it's inspired the hell out of me. I'm going to bring some slides up because it's just really like, you know, when you get super inspired when you see something and like you get very, very excited, it's almost like your brain goes a little bit like crazy. You start thinking of lots and lots of different things you could be doing and really going for, and you don't really know which one to start with. I've had kind of one of those weekends where I'm like, my mind's just been blown a little bit. Let me bring these slides up for you now. Ultimately, Shiv's here as well. All right, Ian Thomas has joined as well. All right, Ian and Richard Taylor from Miami. Thanks for joining us. I want to talk tonight basically why you must, this is off the back of that Oscar nomination, what I've just seen happen for Rachel, right? Why you must 10x your action in 2018. Ultimately, we talk about this all the time, right? I am massive on action and promoting people to take action and stuff, but we're just like, we're talking on a different level now. We've got to up our game ridiculously so in 2018. I am committing to it. I want you all to commit to it. There's no alternative, ultimately. There really isn't. Let's just have a little look at what I want to show you guys tonight. If you've not shared this, give it a little share. Would massively appreciate it. I always put this slide up and forget to tell people to actually share it. But if you're on Facebook, give it a share on your timeline. If you're on Twitter, it's very easy. Give it a retweet. Dead simple. Same on Periscope as well. I want to ask you, first of all, how much action you're taking right now in your career. And I've asked this question probably 100 times in the last 2 years on these Periscopes. But I've started to ask this question again to myself, and this is why I want to put it out there again tonight, because I think sometimes I am even guilty of getting complacent with the amount of action that I'm taking. And I put on this slide here for those in the audio experience, right? I put, listen, I'd class myself as one of life's high achievers, right? I think I do achieve quite a lot in my life, right? I live life on my own terms. I work for myself. I've got a relatively successful acting career, very successful voiceover career. I run online businesses. I have a lot of fun doing it. I take action on a daily basis on my goals, and I reckon I can safely say, without being like egotistical and knobhead, but I reckon I do get more done than most people in 24 hours. You know, this morning I'm up at 6, and now it's gone 9 o'clock, and I've worked the entire day. I've had some lunch. I've worked out in the gym this morning, but I've been doing productive things the entire day. Okay, but this whole last week, seeing this Oscar nomination, effectively, I've had a massive jolt of self-awareness. And I'm just super, super inspired. Like, I've never really been inspired before. And I want you guys to feel like this as well. Not feel like, oh my God, like, I would never achieve that. Because I'm going to give you a little bit of insight. And if you watch my vlog, you'll see even more insight into sort of how Rachel's kind of done this. So like I say, a friend of mine nominated for an Oscar last week. She wrote, shot, and basically distributed her own short film. It's called The Silent Child. It's a 24-minute film. And she had never written anything before this, right? This was her first short, full stop. She simply took massive action on creating this film, basically. And she would call me, this goes back to 2 years ago, really insecure and hung up on, oh, I've got this idea, should I do it, shouldn't I? I don't think I can write, I might not be able to spell very well. All these bullshit limiting beliefs in her head about why she could or couldn't do this thing, okay, until we eventually kind of, talked her into just going for it. But she ended up just having to take massive, massive, massive action. And it got me thinking about a book. Has anyone heard of a guy called Grant Cardone? Let me know if you have. He might be a bit much for some people because he's proper American and he's very loud. He's very brash. And I think some people will think he's a total dickhead for the way that he shouts and stuff. But what he actually says holds massive value. And if you ever see an interview with him or you get him on a day where he ain't in his shouty mode, he gives a lot of value. Caroline says no. I don't know if anybody else has. Look up Grant Cardone, okay? Because we're going to talk about him in a second. So as I was saying about this whole process, it's had such a positive impact on my own beliefs, right? And I'm now ready to go even further. And what Grant calls 10x the action that I'm taking in my own life. Okay, Grant Cardone is an author of a book called The 10x Rule. And I've spoken about it briefly. Good evening, Zoe. I've spoken about this briefly on Periscopes in the past and Facebook Live broadcasts and stuff. But I started listening to the audiobook again today. Go and just get it from like Audible. It's on Amazon's Audible, or get it from iTunes if it's on iTunes or whatever. It's called the 10x Rule. And Grant Cardone says that there are 4 degrees of action that you can take. All right? There's 4 degrees of action that you can take. And we're going to look at 4 now. You're going to put yourself into one of those categories of those 4. I don't think anyone's going to be on one. It is a book for potential for a book club, Caroline, 100%. Definitely, Caroline just said, is it a potential book club book? We do book clubs on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. UK time for those who are watching or listening now. Come back, join us live another time for the book club. But yeah, we're going to look at these four kind of zones you might be in. All right, I don't think anyone's going to be in zone 1, I hope. You're going to put yourself into those zones. Then I'm going to talk very briefly about why you are probably in one of those zones where you are at. And then I'm going to give you early access to a video that I'm launching tomorrow morning to the public, to the rest of the world, okay? And it's going to tie in very, very nicely with what we're talking about tonight. And I want you to watch it tonight before you go to bed, because I think it's going to inspire the hell out of you, and you're going to wake up tomorrow just far more attuned to taking bigger action, okay, on what you want. So let's have a look at zone number 1, all right? No one's in this zone, I don't think. I mean, be honest with me if you think you actually are, right? And it might just be because you've been punched in the face by life right now. If you're in this zone, it might just be that you're going through a really freaking difficult time. Bobby, good evening. And that is the do-nothing zone when it comes to action, right? And at the do-nothing level, or do-nothing zone, right, people are just accepting what comes their way. They're just like, oh, well, these are the cards that I'm dealt. That's it. This is me. I was born this way. My IQ is this way. My health is this way. My physicality is this way. My career is this way. My intelligence is this way. My love life is this way. Just everything. My family is this way. They're just like, I'll just basically do nothing. I'll accept what comes my way. And I hear people say this. It makes me sad sometimes. They go, yeah, well, you know what? If anything good happens, it's just a bonus, innit? Anyone ever heard people say that to them? Yeah. If anything good happens, it's just a bonus, innit? And it's like, well, no, it really isn't, because you can go out there and actually make some good stuff happen for yourself, even if you're really kind of down right now and beaten in a way. Don't get me wrong, I have been, but not now, says Caroline. I think a lot of people are, and we can convince ourselves that we're not in this zone if we're not careful by just, being busy all the time with stuff that really doesn't matter. Bobby's here, all right, Bobby. Nina's here on Facebook as well, all right, Nina. And Alex as well on Facebook, good evening. So people can get stuck in this zone when they kind of convince themselves that they're not in it, because they're running around being busy with stuff, but they're not actually ever getting anything done. But I don't think anyone who's on this scope tonight, or is maybe watching on the replay, is probably in this zone, because you've got to be proactive to be here in the first place after 9 o'clock at night. I have film ideas that are great, but stop because I'm not a writer and seem blocked or lazy about it, says Rebecca. Good honesty. Thanks for your honesty. My ex is like that. That's why he's my ex, says Wendy. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, I think most people on here are at least aiming to achieve more and want more from their life. So I don't think anyone's really going to fall into this category. Like I say, unless you've been dealt something very bad. I've found myself in this category for a limited amount of time. The only reason really for this for me is health. So I had an operation on my eyes a few years ago that didn't go particularly well, and I was left with very, very little vision for 70 days. And it took me to a really dark place, kind of both, well, actually literally because I couldn't see, but through, you know, psychologically and stuff. I didn't want to do anything. I was like, you know what, kind of wanted to give up in a little way. And I didn't. I was very glad that I didn't, but there were days where I really didn't want to do anything at all, and that was, you know, thrust upon me by this circumstance via health. And I think that's, you know, still not an excuse, but for me, that's just an experience that I've had. I spend a third of my time cleaning the flat, says John. It must be a bloody clean flat, John. So that's zone number one. I hope no one's in that. Zone number two is what Grant calls the retreat, and this is, I think, quite a lot of actors. I have so been in this zone before. If I go back to 10 years ago when I was working in retail and I was trying to get an acting career, and I was working for minimum wage in a toy shop, effectively hating my life and hating everyone in it. I don't mean everyone in it, I mean everyone in my shop and most people around me. I was in the retreat mode, right? And retreaters are those who have taken action, right? So they start off dead enthusiastic and they're like, yeah, come on, let's go. But they've experienced setbacks or failures. And then because of that, they've retreated back into the doing nothing zone. And it's because they're trying to avoid pain and they're trying to save themselves from hurt, financial distress, you know, embarrassment, whatever it is for them. Examples of this as well, things like, you know, people will say like, oh, well, you know what, I'm not going to set up my own online business because most businesses fail anyway. So I'm just going to, you know, I'm just going to give up and not do anything. I've heard that a lot in the online business world. Marriages aren't working out these days, so I'll just stay single. You know, or someone gets cheated on once and they're like, oh, you know, all guys are cheaters, all girls are cheaters or whatever, so I'm just going to stay single. You know, they took action, they got into a relationship, they got burnt, and then they retreat. And then you've got the other thing, like, you know, this whole, the economy's not good or businesses aren't employing people, so I'm just going to file for unemployment benefit or whatever. Because they've maybe gone out, got a job, and then they've been made redundant, or they've lost that job, or the business has closed down, or whatever, and they're in the retreat zone. Oh Jesus, this is me, says Bobby. For what reason, Bobby? Let me know. So those people, you know, who are on here now, and you think you might have retreated on taking action because you were hurt last year, perhaps. Let me know. Yeah, I'm doing well. This is Corey. I'm doing well, thanks, Rebecca. Wishing Rebecca a successful year. I love the way people like talk to each other on here whilst we're doing these. It's good. Life is about risk, though, Rebecca. It absolutely is. But it's it's a natural instinct of ours when you're hurt by something to retreat, to stop you from doing it again, particularly where there's the heart involved. Lots of people want to lock their heart away in a box after a broken relationship rather than, you know, open it up to the world and go, you know what, I'd rather die with like a very bruised heart than one that's been caged away for 5 decades or whatever. But people do this. They do that in their careers as well. They have one bad audition if you're an actor, and that's it. They step back and go, it's not for me then. You know, you just had an off day, you know, or they have one bad theatre production where they, you know, screw something up on stage and they never go back on stage again. I'm at a stage, it's Kim, I'm at a stage where I keep trying to take action but keep getting shot down. That's when you've got to take more action than ever, Kim. Pre-production fell through on a film back in October and I put it on hold because it was too hard, says Bobby. You've also got to look at the type of action you're taking as well, and repeating the same action and expecting a different result. We all know is bonkers. You know, is not going to happen. But you must keep taking action. Risk versus reward, and it's not easy, Ross. It's not. And this is it, Corey. It isn't easy to continue taking action when you're not seeing results. It's dead easy. You know, so could say everything's great and, just take massive action when you're working and everything's great and your career's flying. But I know for a fact, you know, Rachel, we were talking about on here, I've known her a long time now, Oscar nominated now. Life has not been like that for many, many years for her. And it's like, and what a lot happening now is a lot of people will see this in the papers and they'll see it on TV and they'll just think it happened like that. They won't see like all of the like terribly down days when things weren't going right. You know, the days where I get calls that are like, you know, probably want to throw the towel in, don't know if I can cope with this, why do we do this to ourselves? Those conversations a lot of actors have where it's like, it's supposed to be fun, but actually, like, it's not fun at all. It's only fun when you're working. Why are we consciously putting ourselves through this? Being there, then nervous when you get what you want. Yeah, says Rebecca. Yeah, sometimes getting what you want is just as scary as not getting it, you know. What's Shiv saying? I'm already setting up my online business and will not let these voices get to my head because my why is so strong. Awesome, man. Always go back to your why if you're struggling. My main problem is because my dad is being so negative about some big decisions I've made. Do you know what, Kim? Like, this is really, really difficult. But the one thing, I promise you, and this is really harsh when it's your family. This is really difficult. My dad was quite old school when it came to kind of careers and stuff, and you know, and just everything really. He was from that generation. And I could quite easily have listened to him on occasions, but he was supportive in the main. I was very, very grateful for that. But like, this is really harsh, but it goes out to everybody on here, particularly where families involved. If you are going to stop going after what you want, one of two things happens here, right? If you're going to stop doing what you want now, okay, for them, then I promise you, 20 years' time, you're going to have nothing but resentment for your dad or your mum or whoever's stopping you. Anyone here, if your parents are stopping you and you listen to them stopping you now and 20 years go by, you're going to get into older age, when they're particularly in old age, and you're going to really, utterly resent them. Now, if you go against what they are saying right now, then you're going to face friction now, and that's going to be a bit shit now. But I promise you, in 20 years' time, when you've proven to them you could do it and you've been a success, then you'll have nothing but a lovely relationship. So effectively, you've got to go through a bit of shit now if you want to actually have a nice relationship with your folks later on in life. And that goes for anybody. And, whether that's siblings or parents or a spouse, a loved one, a husband, a wife, anything like that. A friend of mine, George Bukhari, he lied to his mum and dad. He's from an Asian background, and it wasn't really the done thing to go into acting. And I did a great interview with him. You can watch it on actsonthis.tv. And he lied to his parents. He said he was doing a business degree. He was doing an acting degree. And he said a funny thing happened. They hated it when they found out that he'd done the acting degree. He said, but something very interesting happened when he got his first TV job. They suddenly became incredibly proud of him. And now they do nothing but support the hell out of him. Because he's made it. He proved to them what he wanted to do. And sometimes you've got to do that. You just got to go, listen, I've got to drown this out and just go for what I want. Otherwise, you're really not going to... You're just going to, you're really going to have a struggle with your parents later in life. Yes, says Rebecca. So number 2 is this retreat zone, okay, that Grant talks about. This is a hard zone to get out of if you've been hurt, to actually just go, right, I'm just going to go for it again, whether I get hurt or not. But you really, really must continue. Zone 3 is what Grant calls normal levels of action, all right? And this is where you are taking action. And I think we can all fall into this zone again very, very easily. And I think even though I've been taking probably what's more action than most people, so I would have classed that previously as like lots of action or massive action, I think because I'd kind of like got used to that amount, for me it became normal and I stopped striving for more. And I think that's what's happened to me over the last 6 months to a year. Yes, I have been cramming so much stuff in. I think I'm prolific with the content I put out, but still this week with this jolt of self-awareness that I've been given, I'm like, Ross, are you going to bed with nothing left every day? Are there things you could stop wasting time on if they're not working right now? Because yes, you can be putting out content all day in various areas of your life, but if some of them aren't working, you keep putting it out. When do you stop? And there might be areas that I need to address and go, I'm going to stop wasting time on those things and now double down on something else. So normal levels of action is usually considered adequate by society and most people. If you're taking normal levels of action, you're probably getting by, you're earning enough, you're paying your mortgage, you're paying your rent or whatever, and you're not facing massive hardship. Unfortunately, you can get comfortable. Probably the worst place we can be. And I feel, honestly, if I'm completely honest with myself, I've been very comfortable for the last 3-6 months, 100%. Okay? Grant says this is the most dangerous level. All right? And this is where most people blend in. They never stand out, and thus they never achieve the real success that they wanted. And just be honest with me now, who feels, because I'll put my hand up, I feel for a lot of last year I was probably in my normal level of action. I wasn't pushing, even though I felt sometimes, utterly like broken, overwhelmed, and completely on the edge of a nervous breakdown on occasions where I had so much stuff to do. I still feel in certain areas of my life I wasn't taking action. Bobby says I slip into that a lot. Okay, we can feel that we're just taking adequate action. It's like, yeah, it's enough, I'm doing enough. But then you're like, is it actually this? One life, man. This is it for me. Is it for you? Is the action we're taking enough? Is it congruent with our mouths? There's a lot of people talking the talk and they're not walking any kind of walk at all. I think that's me, says Steve. I'm like that often, says Dawn. This is most people. This is level 3 of 4. So this isn't where you're not doing anything. or you're retreating, you are taking action. But you just got to be honest with yourself and go, can I be taking more? Or am I just normal? Am I just average? Am I addicted to being average? Because this is like your worst enemy in the acting industry, or any kind of industry related to where, you are your own product. If you're just average and you blend in, then you're screwed, really. Easy to be complacent, says Sharon. Totally is. Absolutely. I'm 3 with a bit of 2, says Caroline. So you're normal as of action and a bit of a retreat, Caroline. We've got to keep pushing. I'm afraid to take on multiple projects at once because I'm afraid of being overwhelmed, says Rebecca. I face the feeling of overwhelm often, Rebecca. And what I realise is that, if you are going to ever achieve anything, you've got to get used to that. You've got to start to actually enjoy it and go, you know what, when I'm feeling a bit like this, I know I'm doing the right thing. Because I have shooting my vlog 2 days a week. I'm doing a CBeebies animation at the moment. That's 78 episodes. I do these live broadcasts Monday, Wednesday night. I do an interview for Acts on This on a Thursday night. I have to edit the website every night. I run the Facebook group. I've got my own acting career going on. So many things, and you really can feel like, oh my goodness me, I'm overwhelmed. But now I just accept it that's actually just the way that it's going to be for a little while. And as a mentor of mine, Gary Vaynerchuk says, he says, listen, you've got to eat shit for 2 years, 3 years, then you can eat caviar for the rest of your life. So sometimes you've got to just fall in love with that feeling of overwhelm, Rebecca. Simon says, level 3, that's me, normal. That's good self-awareness, Si. And we can push to what's going to be level 4. I'll show you what that is in a second. I'm surrounding myself, Lowry's here. I'm surrounding myself with really positive and inspiring people, finding my tribe. Good to be here. Awesome. Very happy that you are here. So yeah, that's level 3. Then we've got level 4. Level 4 is where I am absolutely 100% dedicated to being from this moment onward. Well, have been literally since this weekend. And that is massive action. And I'm so big on this. And I use this phrase so often in all of my coaching, massive action. But I feel I can, you know what? I feel I can step this up now. And I bet once I've stepped it up this time and I start achieving other stuff, there's going to become another time where you go, right, now I can do even more. And I think we're probably all striving for this, probably till the day we die if we're out to achieve stuff. So massive action is what Grant states is actually our most natural state. And I'm going to tell you why we often deny it in a second, and then I want you to go and watch this other video that I'm talking about. And this is where basically when you're taking massive action, you burst forth with 10 times the action you previously anticipated. Okay? We have no limit, says Nina. Hell yeah. The goal, this is really powerful quote from the book, all right? I hope I've copied this out properly, but it says, the goal is to be seen, thought of, and considered in one way or another. Now that you can either please people or some people you're just not going to be able to please, all right? So the goal is to be seen, thought of, and considered in one way or another. Your problem is obscurity, not talent. Your problem is obscurity, not talent. And when you're just taking normal levels of action, that's your problem. There's going to be nothing wrong with you. You're going to be a solid actor. You're going to be good. Your headshots are going to be nice. Your show reel's probably quite good. But because you're taking normal levels of action, you're sending it out in the normal way. You're putting an odd show on once a year or whatever. You're filming a scene now and then that's safe. You keep going back to these show reel producers to film another scene, because it makes you feel that you're actually doing productive stuff. But because you've already filmed with these people 2, 3, 4 times, you're not actually pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It's just going to hang out with your mates, really, and put something on camera, which is good, but you've got to be looking at other things you can do as well. I'm not saying don't do that. I think that's great. Always getting practice in. But is there other stuff you can be doing above and beyond that, all right? Your only problem is obscurity. I don't know why I put a random comma in there. Not, comma, talent. But yeah, obscurity, not talent. That's what I took away when I was listening to this book before. And I just think that's massively powerful for all of us in here, regardless of whether it's in your acting career or outside of it as well. If you're looking to achieve anything, just blending in and being obscure because you're not taking enough action is never going to end up in you winning. So I want to just ask you, which degree of action are you currently taking? And will you commit with me to take 10x in it, to taking 10x the action that you've been taking? And you can 10x your goals as well, This is what Grant goes down on as well. And it's it doesn't mean, say for instance, your goal this year was to earn an extra £5,000 or $5,000 if you're in the States. And, you're like, okay, well, that's my goal. I think I can just about do it. Grant's like, listen, 10x that goal. Go, right, you know what? My goal this year is to win $50,000, £50,000 extra. Now, the chances are you're not going to hit £50,000 or $50,000. But if you take, the action that is required to do that, the chances are you're going to hit a lot more than 5. You might hit 10. My husband had me list my negatives, then positives, and focus on the silver lining. I think it's always useful to write down your positive attributes. Depends what you were talking about negatives there. What negatives you would like yourself or your situation or what. It's always good to be aware of both, and you can often flip your negatives into positives. What most people would be like, right, well, this is a negative thing I'm going to label as a tragedy. In the Bulletproof Actor program that I coach people on, that I'm going to send you to now to watch a video of, we coach people into basically looking at the gifts within that. So we relabel the tragedy as a gift and actually use that to, fire people forward, not hold them back. Like fears of going forward with something. Rebecca, the thing is, right, the quickest way to deal with this, if you're like, I don't know about this, most people want to focus on what could go wrong if they do it. You must make the excitement and the thrill of what you're going to get out of it if it goes right, which is generally just as much chance of it going right than wrong. You've got to make that louder than the fear of failure. And you've really got to, again, get this self-awareness around you that actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. What really is on the stake, if your life's on the line, don't risk it. If it's just a bit of pride and a bit of work and a bit of time, people have a fear of process. They're like, oh my goodness me, I'm going to focus on how hard this is going to be rather than the actual, excitement of the outcome. That's what we've got to focus on. So I want people to just commit to 10xing, what they're after this year. You need plenty of stocks to reach that figure, otherwise it won't work. What's that, Shiv, in terms of what, 50k? You would need to invest in some stuff, but or just deploy work in your business, man, depending on what your online business is. Products to solve customers' problems. It'd be interesting to know what online business you're doing, Shiv. I'm going to do Bulletproof Actor, says Lowry. Well, what I want you to do, I'm going to give you guys a video. I'm going to give you some early access to a video. Basically, tomorrow, let me just come back on camera and then I'll go over a couple of things with you. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to launch it's only the 3rd time I've ever done this. No, this will be the 4th time, actually. I've done this over the last, 3 years or so. I'm going to launch a free video series, which is a 3-video series. Video 1 comes out tomorrow, video 2 comes out on Friday, and video 3 comes out next Tuesday. And these are entirely free, and they're between 15 and 30 minutes long, okay? And the reason so many people will be in zone 3 or zone 2 or zone 1 tonight where they're not taking massive action is really because of limiting beliefs around themselves, why they can and why they can't do stuff, all right? And this video series that I put out basically gets you to ask yourself a lot of questions about your limiting beliefs. It's going to help you change those into empowering beliefs by breaking down all your bullshit excuses and literally prove yourself wrong. And then it's going to give you a formula that I promise you can absolutely, I implement this in my life the whole time. Rachel, who's Oscar nominated now, took this program last year, okay, and has implemented the formula within it, and it's led, to what she's achieved. Now, I'm not saying everyone's going to get an Oscar out of it. I haven't got an Oscar out of it. But it's game-changing if you implement the formula that is given in these videos. Okay, now I give these videos out free, they're completely free, and then next Thursday, I open up registration, it only happens once a year, to the full Bulletproof Actor. It's called Bulletproof Actor Unstoppable Confidence Infinite Success Program. And I've taken about 200 actors through this program over the last 2 years. And it's absolutely transformed people's lives. It really, really has. There's a lot of people on here tonight who have taken that program. And they're still with me today. They're still tuning into stuff. And even if you have taken this program, I still want you to go back now when I give this address out to go and get these videos early. And just re-watch these videos. Because we all need just that kick up the arse, and that reminder, probably of what we already know, okay? So I'm going to give you this address now. I want you to go there, and let me find it. And you'll get these early. Everyone else can't get them till tomorrow, but because you guys are here now, I want you to go. Yes, it's great, says Rich Haler. Rich Haler's here. Well, Rich, even you, mate, and you implement all this stuff. It's great to revisit, says Dawn. Dawn's done it as well. Lamborghini Rich is here. Even if you've done the full Bulletproof Actor program, right, like I said, it's not open for registration until next Thursday. Go and get this free mini course. Just go and get it and just watch it because it's absolute quality, game-changing material. It's not a sales pitch or any bullshit like that. This is a full-on mini course in itself, right? And just go to bulletproofactor.com. It's a bit of a weird address, this, right? It's /P/free course. This is so you can get it early. Tomorrow the address is going to be simpler. But so you can get it early. It's bulletproofactor.com /P/free course. And there's a little button on there that says start the free course. And all you do, you put your first name in and your email address, and I email it you instantly. Okay, you're going to get video 1 tonight. You get video 2 on Thursday. And you'll get video... oh, no, maybe it's Friday. And you'll get video 3 next Tuesday. The full Bulletproof Actor program opens next Thursday. And it's only open for a week. Then it goes away until 2019. It's basically a super in-depth 5-week program that you go through with me online if you want. Literally live, on live calls, as a group. It's incredible. And we really help people just nail in your mindset. Really sort out what's holding you back, because for so many people, the reason you're not taking action, and that massive action we've seen tonight, is because you're getting in your own way. It's a massive, massive problem for so many people. The only people putting you off, from putting you off from doing what you want to do in your life, in and out of your acting career, is you. I promise you, it's just you. And I've seen that in so many people over the years coaching this program. And like I say, just this jolt of awareness I've had this week. Even I know that I can always up my game as well on the amount of action that I'm taking. And even when you get over those really base limiting beliefs you have about yourself, and you reach higher levels and higher levels and higher levels, with each level comes a new set of limiting beliefs. I promise you. Where you're like, okay, now I'm at this level, maybe I can't get any higher because of this reason or that reason. And it's a help for my new job, says Lamborghini Rich. Do you know what, mate? Although it says Bulletproof Actor, these videos, if you're not an actor, it doesn't matter. Go and get them anyway, because this is universal stuff. Everybody can benefit from what is included in this program. It's bulletproofactor.com /P/free course. And if you listen on the audio experience, that'll still work for you if you want to go and get it. Most likely by now, you'll just be able to go to bulletproofactor.com and the videos will be actually on the main page. But for tonight, live, it's bulletproofactor.com /P/free course. Once you've watched the first video, there's a little Facebook comment section underneath. I ask a question at the end of video 1. Please reply. Please leave a comment underneath. These are private. They're only on that page. No one else can see them. But please leave the answers, because I will dive in and I'll help you further with whatever your answer is. I'm in those comments all the time over the next 2 weeks while this course is being promoted. So please do leave a comment at the bottom. I can see loads of people are going to get it. I'm getting notifications through to say that lots of people have already registered for it. But it is powerful, honestly. And I'd lock these videos away for like 51 weeks of the year. These are literally launched for 1 week of the year. Then they go in the vault, and that's it. So if you don't even have it in you now to take the action required to go and get some free videos, if you're struggling initially to take action, I think you're probably going to lose. Go and get the videos, all right? And let me know your thoughts on those. I want to end on a quote by Joel Barker. This is a brilliant quote. Give me some hearts if you think this is a great quote or what. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Vision with action can change the world. So vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes time. Vision with action can change the world. Thank you, Susan, for writing that link in the comments there on Facebook. Appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. So yeah, Bulletproof Actor. Oh, you put bulletproof with 2 Fs though. That's the only problem. Bulletproofactor.com it is /P. Oh, you put backslashes, Susan. Such a good effort, this. Bulletproofactor.com /P/free course. That will work. I'll if someone could type that in for us, or Susan, if you could retype it for us, that'd be great. Massively appreciate the effort there. That was superb. Thank you very, very much. I can see loads of people going through to get it. Sharon says she's going to get it after this. Yeah, get it after this, Sharon. If you want to, if you need the address again, I'll make sure that we get it in the comments here as well. Lots of people are coming through, but please watch it. Honestly, it's really gonna help you. In fact, I've got. Oh, we are. What have I got here? I haven't cut myself off. I think maybe. Let's have a look. I saw Steve saying he's cut himself off. I can still hear myself and see myself on my phone. What about... do you know what? I bet... I know exactly what I did. I put that up on the screen and then I forgot to talk. I mean, I didn't forget to talk. I forgot to actually activate my microphone when it was on that slide. Sound had gone. That was just my fault, that is, Lucy, because, I didn't activate the microphone when I put that slide up. I found it. But there you go. We're all back in the house. That's good. So go get that. Let me know your thoughts. And now I'm going to leave you with a 60-second little clip of the vlog this week, and you'll actually see me on the phone to Rachel, and she's talking. This is about 10 minutes after she found out she's been nominated for the Oscar. If you want to go and watch the full thing, get yourself over to youtube.com/watch Ross. Anyone got any questions before I go and I play you this? Let me know. I'll give you 30 seconds or forever hold your peace. Go get that video watched. Let's have a look. Bloody amateurs, says Wendy. I know, I can't believe that. It's a proper schoolboy error, that. Kept seeing Steve saying, I think you cut yourself off. And I was like, I haven't. I'm talking. But then I realised I'd put the wrong picture up. Did you watch the Conor McGregor video I posted last night? No, I didn't, mate, but I will definitely watch that. Big fan of Conor's attitude and brashness and disruptive nature of going into an industry and basically tearing it up. I'm also, Helen says, going to miss you all on Saturday. I'm going to be at Surviving Actors on Saturday, the 3rd of February. I'm going to be doing a talk on basically, similar to what we spoke about tonight. At Surviving Actors 3:45 in some seminar room. Was going to do an all singing, all dancing presentation with slides and music and everything, but I've been told now that there's just me and a microphone. So, literally it. Don't know really exactly how it's going to go, but I'd like to open up the floor on Saturday and just get questions from people, to be honest. I think Q&A offers a lot of value in a situation like that, as opposed to going, right, come on, let me, talk you through a presentation or whatever. Particularly if I don't have slides and I don't have anything to actually show you guys on a screen or anything. But all good. But yeah, if you're there, come and say hello. I want to meet you in person, and we'll get a brew afterwards. We'll do a little mini meet up. It does mean there's going to be no Manchester meet up this coming Saturday, but there will be one in March, first Saturday of March. Right, awesome. Going to whack on this little trailer, have a watch, get inspired, and let's 10x the amount of action we all take on our goals, our lives, everything this year. I will see you at dawn on Saturday for sure. Thank you, John. Says he's going to try and get Surviving Actors. Awesome. Enjoy your rest of your night, guys, and I'll catch you with you Wednesday night for the book club. Going to be a new book. Don't know what it is yet. Join me to find out. All right? Bye for now. I've just had a text on my phone from a friend of mine about something very, very exciting. She's just been nominated for an Oscar. Rachel, I'd just like to say you're live on Watch Ross, do not swear. Not only are you Oscar nominated, but you're actually Roscar nominated as well now. You might have noticed I'm wearing a Master of Monocle Edition 1 t-shirt. Only 25 of these bad boys exist in the world. 15 are for sale 60 years from now or whatever. My grandkids could probably be watching this if they want to. Andrew, the boomerang master, is going to show us how to boomerang.
I certainly felt hugely underqualified. I think I still do.
Anyone out there saying, I can't do it, oh, I don't dare to dream big or whatever, just freaking believe in yourself.